What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another favorites video for you. So today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 nail polishes for fall 2022. This is a part of my favorite nail polishes series that I've been doing for a while. I've got a whole playlist up here and there's a couple of different sections. I have on the one hand my all-time favorites where I show polishes that maybe aren't available anymore, and then I also do my seasonal favorites, and that's what today's video is. Basically, I look at all the polishes that came out for this season and this year specifically, and then I tell you my top 10. And basically the idea behind this series is there are so many polishes being released and I tend to love almost all of them. But I know a lot of you are curious about what my personal favorites are that come out for each season, so that's kind of what we're doing here. I just pick out my top 10 favorites, whether it's color, formula, usually a combination of both, and just basically the colors that I'm gravitating towards for the season and colors that I have a feeling I'm going to wear a lot. I actually usually try to do this video a little bit earlier in the season so you have enough time to wear them, but I feel like we got a lot of later releases this year and I really wanted to include those. But I feel like we still have a good couple of months of autumn left, so you still have plenty of time to wear these polishes. And as always, these are just my personal favorites. Obviously not everybody has the same taste and that's totally fine. In fact, I love that because that means we get so many different polishes each season. But anyway, I'm just going to dive in. We have a very specific mood going on for this season. I'm feeling very dark, I'm feeling very vampy, definitely feeling a little bit funky, and definitely feeling a little bit shimmery. So the first one I want to show you is Starrily Into the Woods, and this is a very recent release. They actually just came out with their fall 2022 collections earlier, I think last week, and there were a lot of really gorgeous ones in there, but this one 100% caught my eye. It's this really gorgeous brown base color, and it actually has these silver hollow flecks running throughout, and I absolutely love this formula. This is actually the same formula as one of my original collaboration shades with them, Diamond Rain, so I was so excited to see that they came out with a new one, and it's this just gorgeous rich reddish brown color. I feel like it's so perfect for autumn, but it especially feels like a great November color. It's got a really gorgeous formula. I feel like when the sun hits it, it looks so beautiful. This is actually what I'm wearing right now, so you will see it in a future what I wore on my nails this week short. And I have to say, in the sunlight, this looks so incredible, honestly. Even better than it looks in my swatches. I might pop in a little sneak peek preview of what it looks like just so you can get a little hint. But yeah, it's got so much depth to it. I love that subtle holographic sparkle, and I just love this base color a lot. Moving on, we have Orly Stop the Clock, and this was part of their fall 2022 collection, the Surrealism collection, and I absolutely loved it. I actually have another pick from that collection in here as well, which I'm sure you guys can guess what it's going to be, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But honestly, I think that might have been my favorite fall release that came out this year. I think it was just so gorgeous. It actually came out fairly early in the year. I think I reviewed it before I even moved, and I feel like a lot of people have already forgotten about these shades. This one in particular is just this gorgeous shimmery shade. It kind of sits somewhere between red and brown, and it's just got this beautiful lit from within kind of look to it. You can see this gorgeous almost pinky glow, and it has such a beautiful formula. It's really easy and workable, and I just think that this kind of color, especially with a matte top coat, is just going to be so gorgeous, just carrying all the way through to the holidays. Honestly, I feel like this would be a great subtle holiday color as well. Next up, we have ILNP Autumn, and this is from another incredible collection that we got this year. This color has so much going on to it. It's honestly hard to describe, but basically it's this really beautiful flaky color, and you can see so many colors within it. You can see red, orange, yellow, even a little bit of green around the edges, and it just looks like leaves coating the forest floor, and I just think it absolutely embodies the season of autumn. It's such a stunning shade. Honestly, it was hard to pick a favorite out of that collection because there are so many gorgeous ones, and I don't even know if this one is my favorite. I just feel like this one feels the most autumnal to me, but all of the polishes in that collection are absolutely stunning. If you missed it, I will post it up in the card so you can check it out. Highly recommend these shades. Next up, we have another shade from Orly. This one is called Light My Campfire. Now, this one's actually not part of their regular line. This is part of their breathable line, and it isn't technically a fall collection. It's a fall-winter transitional collection, but I absolutely cannot resist including this because when I saw this polish, let me tell you, my jaw dropped. It is the most gorgeous metallic metallic orange shimmer polish that I think I have ever seen. It is so absolutely stunning. It's so eye-catching. It's so vibrant and saturated, and the formula is just incredible. This just feels like the perfect autumn shade to me. I know I've already said that like 3 times. But this is another one that just feels incredible. I feel like it's subtle enough that it feels perfect for the season without feeling like traffic cone bright, but it's also vibrant and saturated enough that I think you could wear this any time of year because it has, again, that sort of lit from within look. It really does look fiery. And as a bonus, I do think that the breathable line is incredible during this time of year, especially when my nails start to feel a little bit brittle when the cold weather comes. So absolutely love this one. Cannot get enough of it. Really looking forward to wearing it for a very long time. Moving on, we have Zoya Amara, and this was from their Metallic Dreams trio that they did. And I have to say, I have been pretty consistently disappointed with Zoya recently, but if there is one thing they do incredibly well, it is metallic polishes. And if there's another thing they do well, it is nude shades. So when you combine them together, it's going to be a good time. And this shade is absolutely gorgeous. It's this beautiful brown foil metallic. It's got a nice depth to it, but it's also pretty bright, and I think it's one of those universally flattering colors. Personally, I think every color looks good on every skin tone, but I know some people get a little bit nervous about undertones. But I think with this one, there's just enough going on that it really works for everyone. And again, just a really nice opaque formula. I think this would be a great nail art shade, and I'm just glad to see it from Zoya. I feel like they've been doing a lot of cream finishes, and I think they're okay, but they've just been a little bit boring lately. So would love to see them do more metallic shades. They did an incredible job with this one. Next up, we have Essie Force of Nature, and this was from one of their multiple fall 2022 collections that they did. This is actually the only cream that I'm going to be talking about today, but I really can't resist sharing it because it's this beautiful forest green cream shade, and it has such a nice workable formula. I do think that Essie's formula has improved so much in the last few years, and I used to not use Essie at all just because I felt like they were very inconsistent. I didn't think that their polishes were very beginner friendly, and I thought that they weren't very self-leveling either. But lately I've just been so impressed with them. This is super self-leveling. It's super beginner friendly. I think the color itself is absolutely gorgeous, and I love when they do more unique shades because I feel like they tend to play it safe. When you come out with a gorgeous green nail polish, you know I can't resist it. Speaking of green nail polishes, we also have Holo Taco Lost in the Woods, and this was from their dark rainbow set that came out for fall 2022, and I absolutely love this. It's their linear hollow formula, and this is a really deep, almost teal green. It has a very nice blue undertone to it, and it's just a really rich color. Again, such a nice opacity, very smooth and self-leveling. I absolutely love their linear hollow formula. I do think it's their best formula that they do. It's pretty in the bottle, but when I saw it on the nail, I immediately fell in love with it. I just feel like it's such a mysterious and deep shade, and of course it's absolutely packed with hollow, so when you're in the sunlight you also just get a really gorgeous rainbow. Moving on, we have Orly Metamorphosis, which is the other shade from their Surrealist collection, and I think that this was absolutely destined to be my favorite fall 2022 shade from the minute I saw it. It's such a unique color. We have this teal base color, and then we have a duochrome shimmer within it that shifts from like this coppery pink into gold, and it's such a unique combination, especially coming from a mainstream brand. I love to see brands doing unique color combinations. I love when there's a funky shimmer going on with a polish, and I think this one looks so gorgeous. Honestly, I feel like this is going to be a hot take, but if I had to choose one out of all of the polishes that I'm talking about today, I would say this one's my favorite, just because it's so unique, it's so interesting, and it's just really eye-catching. So it's very fun for autumn, but I think this is also one of those shades that you can wear any time of year. Moving on, we have a polish from Mooncat, and this one is called Black Flame Candle. Now, technically this was a Halloween release, but Halloween is in the autumn, so I'm just gonna count it. And this is another really gorgeous shade. There's so much going on in it. We have this really beautiful duochrome shimmer and these gorgeous purpley iridescent flakies in here, but the polish itself is also magnetic. So I think what makes this polish incredible incredibly special is that the base color itself is almost like this black jelly color, and when you magnetize it, you get such a cool three-dimensional effect. I absolutely loved this collection that they did. It was for Hocus Pocus too, and I think the whole collection was fun, but I do think that this one was the standout for me just because it was such a dramatic difference when I applied the magnet, and I also think this shade is really pretty to wear even non-magnetized. It's a gorgeous shade, there's so much going on, and I think it's a really fun collab. I absolutely love Hocus Pocus. And last but not least, we have from Rogue Lacquer Oktoberfest, and I absolutely had to include this one. This is actually a polish that I reviewed in a recent small brand Sunday, which if you missed it, I have been sharing some small indie brands on my channel. I have a little playlist that I will put up in the cards, you can check it out, and this one just caught my eye so much. I actually didn't think it was going to be that exciting when I saw it in the bottle, but as soon as I applied it on my nails, I realized this is such a special polish. It almost has this multi-chromatic coloring going on. It's head on this pinky reddish kind of shimmer, but then around the edges you see a lot of orange into yellow and even into green, and then we also get those holographic silver specks in there and little flakies that just give it a sort of diamond effect on the nails. And this was my first time trying this type of formula from Rogue Lacquer, and I think it's absolutely incredible. It is so opaque, it's so beginner friendly. I actually really appreciated their whole Autumn Prisms collection. I think every shade was absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, those are my top 10 favorites. If you can believe it, I actually did only do 10. I feel like I tend to always be like, oh, and 5 honorable mentions. But this time I really did stick to 10, and I absolutely love all of these colors. I think they're all stunning. I'm definitely going to be wearing these a lot this season, but I'm curious to hear from you. What is your number one fall 2022 shade? Definitely let me know in the comments. If we have any overlapping favorites, you can also let me know. If you enjoy my favorite series, please give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. And of course, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, my Royal Astronomer Amanda M, as well as my Cosmic Admirals, Rocket Man's Daughter, Paula, Ken, and Rosie. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Brookby, and Brookby wants to know, sparkling water or boring normal water? If you like sparkling water, what kind is your favorite? And then Brookby went on to list a bunch that I probably will pronounce incorrectly. Well, Brooke will be very disappointed to know that I am not a sparkling water fan. I'm very much a boring water fan, but I will tell you, when I actually got my hair done this color for the first time in the salon, they tried to offer me champagne, and I don't drink alcohol, so I was like, oh no thank you, and they were like, oh, water? And I was like, sure, that's fine. And they were like, oh, we'll put a lemon in it too, and I was like, okay, great. And when they gave it to me, it ended up being sparkling water, and I didn't think it tasted bad. So with the lemon, I didn't think sparkling water tasted bad. Generally in the past, I have not liked sparkling water at all. And then there was actually another time fairly recently that I was so incredibly thirsty, and I was in a place where I could not get water, and my only option was to drink a bottle of sparkling water, and I did drink it, and I think it was just because I was incredibly thirsty, but it tasted absolutely delicious to me at the time. So I guess you could say the sparkling water is very, very slowly growing on me, but I've never had flavored sparkling water before, unless you count the lemon as flavor. And I do think that regular boring water tastes absolutely delicious, so I'm probably always going to choose regular water, but if sparkling water is around, I'm less likely to turn it down now. If anybody wants to weigh in, you can definitely let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!